Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
Like,
100%.
there was a time in Arabia where the Turkish slaves were very, very popular in Arabia. There was a time where, if you look at the Balkans,
it wasn't a race thing, bro. At one time.
But where did the word slavery come from? If you look at the base of it, it's Slav. It comes from because the Slavic people at a time were like getting raided like a mother.
Yeah.
And the word slave came from the word Slav, bro. You know what I mean?
Slavic.
So it's like this victim mentality is very dangerous because there were slaves in East Africa that were taken in large numbers, especially to India.
100%.
But look up people. Look up someone called Malik Ambar. Yeah, he's an Oromo guy.
Yeah.
He went to India as a slave. He went there as a slave and he found out, look, there was a large group of Abyssinians that were there as slaves per se. Slaves, artisans, travelers, all of this stuff, right? And when I say Abyssinians, that's just the East African in general. It wasn't anyone by blood. So when he went there, this guy called Malik Ambar, he ended up getting sold to a guy who was an Ethiopian as well. Yeah, and then from there,
Is it homeboy? You said it.
the thing is, bro, and then they ended up linking up. He formed the army of like 30,000 East Africans, and they went and took over the area, bro. They put up problems to the point where the Mughal Empire, large empire, not the Mongol Empire, but the Mughal Empire in India, right? They were taking over everywhere in India. They couldn't take over a certain part in India, in Maharashtra, Aurangzeb. I actually happened to go there when I went to India as well, subhanAllah, and I seen the tomb of Malik Ambar.
Wow.
So when you think about it, this guy started off as a slave, became a king. If he thought, woe is me, I'm a victim, you think he was ever going to be a king?
Yeah, back then it was like you'd be a slave for a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you can leave cities and make it somewhere,
you made it.
Bro, because you realize to the point where nobody respects you because you're miskin or you're happy or you love everybody. They respect power. Yeah. So if you can slowly, gradually build up power, it doesn't matter where you start from. You can start from a weak point.
100%.
Slowly, gradually build up power. Make people need you. Make people need you. Khalas, bro. You end up. You can,
and cause I don't like how people think that the world before was all sunshine. Cause the world was a dark place.
Nah, it was not. It was a mess.
Dark ages,
raiding, pillaging. Cause you know what I mean. But if someone's looking,
burn a whole village, cause your whole town will get smoked.
Yeah, bro. So I'm saying is that victim talk, cause it sets you back. You're right. I'm with you on that one.
Well, that's straight up.
But I remember I heard a story. Some of my family used to work in the palace in the royal family as a servant, and they were telling me there's so much black people in there. There's so many black people working there, and a lot of them from Ethiopia, a lot of them from Sudan, a lot of them from Kenya, and then they've been there from generations and generations and generations. Originally they came from slaves, but then they grew up there, and then they became like part of the society.
That's how it works. You start off probably as a slave, so the ancestors will grind it out unless you leave that city.
Yeah.
So someone has to I heard there was a guy from I think during the Ottoman Empire. He he was a slave in a city. He left the city. He went to another country, started from scratch, started business in marketplace, trading and stuff. Ended up becoming like a general of an army or something like that.
There you go, bro.
So there you go. It was at that time, man. And then I don't know where the slavery just turned to like black people, and
it's crazy.
It's always been. I ain't gonna lie. Black people been slaves. I don't know why, my
guys.
Nah, but even why do they come to us to be slaves?
But even if you look at the Barbary slave trade, after the Muslims got booted out of Spain, right? And those Muslims were African as well. Yeah, some of them were Arab, some of them were African. A lot of them were African. A lot of the soldiers were African. Yeah. A lot of the leadership were African as well.
You know what's crazy? People don't know that for 800 years. 800 years. 800 years. Spain was Al-Andalus, bro. Yeah, it was actually it was run by
the whole culture.
Because you know what's funny? A lot of black people in Western countries, they take pride in the history of Al-Andalus because it was the Moors who took over it. Yeah. It was the black Muslims from North Africa who went and took over it, and they taught them how to clean and everything. Hey, all the pride they take in, but the Moors, it comes from the Deen, but
100%.
They taught they taught the Christian kings in Europe and stuff how to cleanliness, hygiene, how to wipe the ass, how to do this and that, all this kind of stuff. Because they helped them bring the Black Plague down by showing them the cleanliness and stuff. When the Spains came back and took Al-Andalus, they found out all these treasures and stuff. They took it for themselves. They didn't destroy it.
Yeah. 100. And then on top of that, after they did the conquest, took back Spain, right? There was the Barbary slave trade, where they were angry. When after they got pushed back to North Africa, they were angry to the point they jumped on ships and they started kidnapping Europeans, bro. They started kidnapping Europeans to the point where millions of Europeans got captured from Europe and brought back to North Africa. And that's why they're so light. I'm not going to say that they're as dark as West Africans, East Africans, this or that, because they would have had a tinge to them. But That's why you'll see some North Africans, Algerians, Moroccans that are completely white, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they got taken in that slave trade. So I'm just saying that to say that, wallahi, putting yourself in a victim mindset and saying, oh, this, that, or you know what I mean? Like it's affecting me. Because wallahi, there was a time where I grew up, I'm thinking, oh, I'm African. I'm visibly, to Western society, I'm black, right? Yeah. So to the point where my confidence will be down. I'll be thinking, oh, you know, maybe we are khasara. But the more you read, the more you look, the more you understand, then you'll be like, nah.
Guys, the world, how many years? Maybe 200,000 years, let's just say, of like societies in the world. Guys, there was a time where black people were running amok for a good long time, man. And I think it was just normal, because even if you look back, guys, there'll be black generals, there'll be black and white general all together. Like it's just a normal thing. Back then, I think it was like, this guy's the best he's the best archer. Yeah. You know, or this guy's the best blacksmith. Yeah. Let's take him. You know
100%. 100%.
And if he kills it, we'll take away his slavery, we'll give him a wife, give him some money. Something like that.
Hey, then you go to West Africa and you see, as we'll talk about Mansa Musa, you know, how great he was, the richest man on earth to this day.
Exactly.
But he inherited that empire, right? Yeah. The empire was controlled by his uncle before it. Okay. His uncle jumped on a ship and they traveled west to go see the new world. They were trying to go to America. Yeah. This was before Columbus. Yeah. Some people say they reached there, bro. Some people say when they went to America, when Columbus went to America, he's seen African artifacts, West African artifacts. They could only find in certain places in West Africa. So the position of power has not always been the way it is today. It's always shifted. That's the way the world is.
100%.
The world, it's always gonna. Even now, it's gonna change.
It's gonna change, and it's going to the east now. Yeah.
Musa, when he wanted to go Hajj on his pilgrimage to the Hajj. Yeah. So from I think it's Senegal.
Yep. Yep. No.
Mali,
he started in Mali. Timbuktu, Mali. Yeah.
Timbuktu from Mali all the way to modern day Saudi Arabia, Mecca. That whole land of mass that he had to walk through. Yeah. He had a huge a voyage with him of elephants and gold. Apparently every city and town that he went past in that whole trip from Mali to Saudi and back, he went past there. They just were drowned in gold.
Yeah.
Take.
He built did everything, bro.
The whole economy will go through the roof when he comes past.
Yeah. Egypt, Cairo's economy crashed at the time. And then as he came back from Hajj, going back to West Africa, he had to donate. So then he bought back reserves and that, so then he could stabilize the economy again. That's how much power he had. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
And he Muslim too.
They blocked that out, but then they'll tell you about slavery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
History is crazy. Yeah, man. Anyways, let's start this episode. Let's go back to talking trophies. You know the vibe. We're back with another banger. Last week we got flagged.
Yeah, we did bad.
YouTube flagged us, so we got a message, and apparently because of the conspiracy talks we
might have to hold back on the theories.
So we got to hold back on the conspiracies and shout out some conspiracies. So now I think I'm jumping onto the conspiracy wave as well.
Hey, he wasn't lying. Sean was telling us.
They're silencing the people.
I'm not sure if he said it on camera or off camera. You're saying he knows some things, guys. But the world's not ready to hear. Yeah. And it seems like we're not ready to hear it. And they shut us down. They shut us down.
But we got our boy legendary from the hood. Yeah. OG. Hakim, what are you saying, Kazi?
Hey, chilling, bro.
How you been, man?
Privileged to be here.
Yeah.
Recurring guest.
How do you feel about filming back in the hood this time?
I love being back here. Wallah, I love being back here. Because I ended up going to mum's. You know, mom's overseas now, but just went to mum's. Kick back, seen how it was. 100%. It feels good being back. Wallah, talking to the Asian lady, kick back with her for like 20 minutes, talking about life. It was good.
You go up so much. Wow.
Yeah. Where you live now? I said, big boy. She's like, oh, okay.
Big boy.
I'm like, thank you.
You know how the setup goes, man. We're going to just talk. We just vibe out, man. This is our new setup. Because we realized, man, instead of just bringing guests on, we just bring people on. You
gotta be real.
Yeah. None of that interviewing stuff. So we got the topics today. We're done with it. And we start off with a little bit of history, but let's talk about history that's about to end. Big news in the area, Kaz. We're recording in one of them. The government announced they're going to knock down the 44 towers across Melbourne. So the building we're recording in now is going to be history soon, man.
Done skis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Is it 100% pushed through?
Yeah, they're going ahead with it.
Yeah, they're going.
So they announced, guys, they're gonna take down the buildings. I think they're gonna start with a few, and then they're gonna.
And they've already started. All over Melbourne.
Yeah.
All flats across Melbourne.
All the buildings.
How do you boys feel, man? I mean, there's two sides to it. Yeah, there's positives and negatives to it. Yeah, there's a lot of the negatives. I say of it getting knocked down is there's a lot of like you said, history.
100%.
Especially us as the East African community. It almost.
It's home,
it was our base, right? For the longest time.
HQ.
It was HQ, North Melbourne, Flemington, Esquivel, Footscray to an extent, Carlton, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Them knocking it down, it's the thing about this area is, you know, community, you won't get it anywhere else.
Straight up.
The amount of people we know here, it's crazy. But knock down the buildings. Get him out of here.
You're for it, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
I'll take
Because if you think about it, because I was having a chat, some inspector came to the house the other day just to do a quick check of the house, and we're just having a chat about it. But what I was saying was, they're going to knock down these buildings. But the thing is, this building, man, they talk about maintenance and stuff, but these buildings have been up for a long time, and they've been through everything. Yeah. These new buildings they build in the city are rubbish, man.
Straight up.
Have you seen the building in the city? It's all rushed building. Yeah. So right now, like where we're living right now, bro, these look, it's what, concrete walls,
maintained.
Cause this building, I ain't gonna lie, I've stayed in many houses, in many different houses, cause during the winter, this is the most warmest place like in the whole of the city, cause like it's so nice and warm and
it's
insulated,
convenient,
bro.
man. It's
convenient.
So convenient. But I see I know what the government are trying to do. End of the day, it's money.
They're trying to give you guys Airbnbs, mate.
They're gonna knock that.
You guys with the tissue box, mate.
From what I know, they're gonna knock down the buildings. They're gonna sell them privately, and I think they're gonna give like 10 or 20% of it to social housing, and then the rest is gonna be sold. So profit-wise, for the economy, it makes sense. Because if you think about it,
don't forget this is prime location.
And this is the
they're trying to make it. They're trying to make back their COVID and bugsies.
Yeah, they're trying to make their money. Think about this. They're gonna sell every apartment for like 600,000. Yeah,
trying to make it back.
Every apartment's gonna be sold for 600,000. Do the maths. They're gonna have like 200 houses.
They're making bank, bro.
They're making bank.
No, absolutely.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple of people paying $400 a month out here, living in 3-bedroom houses.
That's
you know, like if you actually think about it, across all the flats are gonna build back up and sell off, bro. They're making hundreds of mils.
They're making,
absolutely.
Hundreds of mils.
Absolutely.
The banks are laughing. The government's laughing.
I think this is something they've been thinking about for a long.
They've been trying to.
Oh, absolutely. They were just trying to find it legally, find legal ways to get around it.
It's too much people. They're gonna rehome, you know.
That's the thing, and this is gonna create social problems, right? Because where do you chuck everyone in?
Chuck them in Melton.
What do you got? 4,000? You'd say in these buildings? How much?
A few more. 3,000.
Over 3,000 people.
All right, let's say over 3,000 people. Where are you gonna put all these people? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. That's nearly 30,000, 40,000 people, bro. To all of the flats together, bro.
So I think they're gonna spread them across the suburbs. That's what they're trying to do, because they already got housing. They already got like affordable housing, like actual houses in the south. A lot of people.
Look, we're not Chicago. We're not America. We don't have the same amount of guns. But you know why Chicago went crazy? When they knocked down the public housing towers, and everybody had to move to the suburbs, and it just created such a problem, because you got people's mentalities in these buildings moving into those areas, and there's already things going on there.
Exactly.
There's not going to be mass murders like with guns, because we don't have that amount of guns, but there'll be issues. There'll be social issues.
I was going to say too, this thing that's happening in Melbourne is actually like we're actually catching up to the rest of the world, because when I see things like Chicago, New York, Brooklyn, I see even Los Angeles, all the ghettos there, the hoods there, they're all getting demolished too, and they're all making.
It's gentrification, man.
Bro, you think about it, you go to like Harlem, you go to those hoods, they're not really hoods anymore. Like they've all been moved out, cuz. You go Compton, cuz Compton's not a hood, it's a tourist spot.
I was in Harlem, bro. I was chilling in Harlem, cuz Harlem's gentrified as hell, man. It's proper gentrified.
Brunswick.
Yeah, man.
It's like Brunswick.
But like just a black Brunswick, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Just but there's a lot of Africans there. But one thing I realized, a lot of people that don't live in public housing, I think their stereotypes of public housing is they're full of junkies and unemployed drug dealers and all of this.
You're right, but hey, but not just that. You got people who live in public housing, but just because it's not the flats, they think they're better, bro. You're still in public housing, bro. Who are you talking to, bro?
Because if you think about it, 95% of the people that live in public housing are like single moms, first generation individuals and stuff like that. My theory is the reason why, like, I think a lot of Africans and stuff still live in the public housing is there was one thing that the government missed out, cuz. So when we didn't live in these flats for like the whole time. It used to be the Vietnamese. They used to live here. It used to be the Turks, the Italians, the whole thing. So what happens is they moved in, they grind it out for like 5-10 years, and then they make money. They put a deposit down on the house. Where the government went wrong on calculations.
We set camp up.
No, it's not. We set camp. It's not we set camp. The government didn't realize that a lot of the people are Muslims, so they can't go to the bank and get interest. So it's either you buy the house cash or you.
Hey, even the ones of us that do, like, cause I live in Point Cook. I live in Point Cook. Yeah, there's a lot of us over there as well, trucking in Tani. But the ones that do, they still keep the housing commission. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? It's like it's still under the name, someone's name. Right?
Guys, you gotta fix the system.
You gotta find loopholes around it.
The will is away.
Yeah, man.
But and the thing is, it's all families and stuff. So it's not junkies and all of that, guys. Oh, hey, we do have the one or two odd characters, the guys on drugs. A couple of the blokes that chill in the city, walking around, you know, causing a be smashed off their heads. They got a home to go to, so they got to come back here. You know. But one thing that the one thing I think we have here is that community sense, having people around you. You know, like especially us, we're very, as we were speaking before off camera about tribalism and stuff like that. As East Africans, we need community around us, or we're gonna go crazy. That's what it is.
Yep.
A lot of the kids in the suburbs, they actually struggle. Like that moved to the suburbs early. A lot of them have identity crises. The ones that moved from back in the days, like the ones that lived in like the west or the far north, when they moved there young, they have identity crises. They struggle to fit in with black people. Like,
and even over on top of that, Raven, it's like we walk with our chest out. Even more us growing up in the flats, you know what I mean? It's like there's, you know, I'm saying, like we make sure, like we don't let nobody disrespect us. We check up on everybody else. You know what I mean? Like you were talking 2 episodes ago, I think, when you were saying that you knew someone for over 10 years, but you didn't know their name, and they were giving it to your life. Yeah. But I was like, there's so much people I know like that, because of growing up in the area. And if I don't see them for 1 or 2 days walking to the shops, then I think, something happened to them. What happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
what's that guy's name again?
Yeah, you know. Then you're like, oh, they passed away, and you're like, this, that, you know.
And it's that sense of community. It's something else. Even you guys, whenever you come to the area, we can't go down. You see us, we can't go downstairs without running into someone.
100%. And I think one thing I find beautiful is also like you just go past, you walk someone's door, someone's got food left, like someone's dropped food off, someone's dropped things off. Even you were just saying someone dropped milk off, you know, like. But that's the but that's the accessibility you have when you have a tight community, is that people can drop off food whenever they want. People can take care of your house and you have to go away. You know, it's not that
literally
deep.
because my family's overseas. Some I still don't know if you send groceries to my house. Shout out to you. But someone dropped off Someone dropped off like a bag of groceries. They had the receipt there. They got milk. They got Nutrigrain, a couple cans of V and Coke. Coca-Cola. But like they dropped it off. I don't know who they are. They just put it on the door, knocked on the door and left, you know? And it's like that sense of community. You won't get that in the suburbs, man.
No, you don't. No.
And it's like even now, my neighbor, I was speaking, I was on Tapped In podcast today. I was talking to them, you know, about just this they were talking about this topic exactly too.
Yeah, how are they going, man?
Yeah, they're going good, man. Yeah. Bro, they've got a full studio. We're out here.
We're still in the bitty bag, get demolished.
But these guys, so I was talking, my neighbor 2 doors down, bro. She came to my house yesterday. She knocked on the door. She needed something. She had something wrong with the phone SIM card, you know? So I helped her with that. She comes to the house whenever she's having Wi-Fi issues. The neighbors used to come to her house to ask for salt. They used to come to the house ask for this.
Straight up.
You don't get that in the suburbs, man.
My mother's next door neighbor, man, the Serbian lady, like my old next door neighbor, the old Serbian lady. She's like in her 70s, bro.
The one in the corner?
Yeah, the one in the corner. Yeah, bro. Whoa, wallahi, man, Nada, her name is, bro. I was just chatting with her just before, you know what I mean? Just kick it back with her, asking family, how's everyone? It's a different vibe, bro, because where I live now, I know the neighbors on the left of me, the one over there, but I don't talk to anybody else. You know what I mean? I don't talk to anybody else. And the only way I can get community for my kids is taking them to soccer or taking them to the other extracurricular activities and shit like that.
That's the thing about the suburbs, is that it's really hard to connect with your neighbors. It's so hard because everyone's like, keep to yourself. It's my property. This is my area. It's my private space. And like, even if you try to say hi, it's either like, I have a neighbor to my left, cool as, they're chill. They always say hi. They say what's up. But the ones to my right, they see you. They're like ducking their head. They're quickly going inside, you know?
Straight
it's
up.
just like...
Cause you know the thing growing up, cause one thing that I'm like far, like no one else will have the same experience after us is like, bro, going to your homeboy's place, house, they go to the other homeboy's house, chilling here. And then, cause bro, there's so many families in my building. And there's so many houses that this person's house was like a community center, cause everyone just put up this guy's house, go crazy, chill, do whatever. Parents know what's up.
Like during Ramadan, bro, people used to break up my house, bro. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even. They would just call them up. I'm gonna be at, you know, you know.
That's another thing. Ramadan time too, cuz you just feel it. You feel it. The whole neighborhood.
The whole area.
You see kids walking with food here, going there.
From downstairs, cuz the building smells. You can smell the.
The whole area smells. Mashallah, it's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, bro.
They even made Ramadan time. They even put the Housing Commission put like a letter out saying laundry's gonna be off from this time because there was power outages. Everyone's cooking up food. The whole building just turns off, guys.
That's a sense of community. I think a lot of kids aren't gonna get, man. It's
that's a fact,
like
even the negatives about this area too, the junkies too. It's sort of needed, cause I'm not gonna lie. It makes you a bit more.
Gives you a bit of character.
The negatives,
gives you a bit of that perseverance to push through.
You know what? Hey, talking trophies. We love to speak truth. We don't like to beat around the bush. We don't like to think. Let's talk about the negatives.
Let's talk about the negatives, baby.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not alone in this. Both of you will be the same. I've seen 5 dead bodies before the age of 15.
Yeah.
probably not 5, but I guarantee you've seen dead bodies as well, right?
Man, I saw a share get stabbed today.
There you go. There you go.
One time, I ain't gonna lie. I come outside. The whole building's downstairs. This is like last 2 years ago. I come downstairs. They bring out some guy. He's bleeding out. Some guy you see him in the area. He was dying in front of us. You know.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I'm saying, "What happened to this guy? You shaking up this old man?" Cuz. Then I look up. I see this guy in front of me. He's bloodied up. And saying, "Hey, come upstairs, man." Then that's gonna come upstairs. Some guy trying to shake him upstairs.
Because like, I seen somebody get stabbed death at the age of 12. Yeah. As a kid, and it was at McDonald's in Flem. And what that did to me was like at the start initially, I seen obviously the stabbing, but then you see people continuing, doing their thing, going in, buying burgers. They didn't really care. Yeah. And all that told me at a young age was this is the way to power, bro. This is the way this is what you do. You know what I mean? Like, because you see that regularly, man. Like the other ones that I've seen where a couple people jump. I've seen people get thrown out of, you know what I mean? Thrown out of a building. And one of them happened to be my father, you know what I mean? That passed away, Allah yarhamu, but that was a different story, you know? But that's not normal, bro. And we're not unique in that. A lot of kids who grew up in the housing commission flats have seen that stuff, you know, and that plays on someone's mind, you know.
The pink flat, I never forget the pink flat. They had the Quran class. Boof! Somebody just fell right in front of the class, guys.
There you go, bro.
Someone even jumped out of this building one time, man. The thing is, there is negatives, man. There is negatives, and I'm not gonna lie. You can see the side effects it's had on some people. Yeah. Some people see this world as like, this is an evil world we live in. This is, you know. Yeah. Like, and we were exposed to it from a young age, you know. I remember, like, my one rule in our area was my parents used to tell me every time we used to go outside, hey, don't kick leaves. Because there used to be syringes then. Yep. That was when heroin was jumping. Yep. Then ice kicked into the market, so we kicked leaves again.
But it was bad, bro. When heroin was popping, there was needles everywhere.
We used to see a lot of fights and stuff like that. And for me, I saw it, and I'm like, because my dad would be like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Yeah. And I used to be like, what's this guy talking about? Then you see it, you're like, oh, okay, this is what he's talking about. And you're like, all right, my dad's right on this, you know? I gotta avoid this. Yeah. And when you see the negatives, you grow up a bit, you know? You grow up and you're like, okay, it matures you a bit earlier than others, for example.
And makes you realize even how we bully each other. Wallahi, cuz you get bullied, cuz there's no character,
we get built. Character gets built in these areas.
You grass eater, you this. Cuz you get bullied hard.
Hey,
they don't even care anymore.
Yeah, I want to put a question out there. Would you guys want to raise your kids in a similar environment?
Absolutely
that you were
not.
raised in?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't want to, but at the same time,
a little bit.
Nah, you wouldn't want to. Wallahi, you wouldn't want to, bro. But at the same time, if they did grow up in that, there'll be a lot of good positives. Because I'm telling you now, bro, as I was coming up here, I seen a few of the boys that I grew up with, bro. Yeah, I seen like 3-4 of them, and subhanAllah, they were in a bad space, bro. They were in a bad space. You know what I'm saying? So for every few that do move on, have a family and everything, there's the ones who don't, bro. You know what I mean? They end up on
that's the thing. Like we see it. Yeah, you're right. Like obviously you guys were the older generation. Yeah. So you guys were like 5-6 years older than us. We got to see the side effects of your generation. Yeah. You know, obviously a lot of you guys moved on. You moved on, got married, had kids. You know, you started prospering in life. But a lot of people were like, they just kept carrying on, and they thought this was real life.
You get stuck in the
and they got stuck.
They're strung out.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad.
It's sad to see, man. And it's like, if I do have kids in this area, coming back to your question, what about if one of my kids ends up being the one that gets stuck in that, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
So it's like, at the same time, you know, you don't really want them to, you want them to experience, like, you know, a lot of kids I know, like a lot of my friends, man, they were spoon-fed their whole lives. They had really, like, their lives were privileged. And then a little situation pops up and it's like, whoa, this is the biggest thing ever. And it's like, nah, man, it's just like, this is life, you know?
This is life, absolutely. And, hey, parenting plays a big role as well, because subhanAllah, I've seen your father growing up, and you got a very strong father in the house. Very strong father, you know what I mean? And that's big, bro. Because a lot of us didn't. It's not a stereotype, right?
It's not a stereotype.
Some of our fathers passed away back home in the war. Some of them were not normal during the war. Then you got some that are khasara that just want to chew, you know? That just want to.
Yeah, let's go have a chew and everything.
You know what I'm saying? You get the khasara ones as well, you get the khasara ones, but when you don't have that father in the home, wallahi, bro, it plays a big role, man. Especially for our girls. Especially for our girls, man.
How about you, Sean? How about you, cuz?
What my opinion on what?
Raising your kids.
Yeah, I think I think a little bit. I don't know.
Be honest. Yeah.
I feel like because you get a certain grit, you get a certain like you become more like your tolerance levels for things. Like it goes back to parenting at the household.
Take it off the thing. You can just take it off. Yeah, talk.
You know, in the households, like I'm lucky, bro. I had my dad at home and stuff, so I got the education at home, so I could move around, walking around here different. I have my big family here. Yeah. I think that plays a role. All my friends that didn't have that big family access, cause who just they had this was more important to them. This was more of a family to them than the actual family household. They struggled the most, you know. So it comes down to your household. But yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like cause there's bad everywhere, but you can get influence in another area too and become brassed out.
Yeah, 100%. Look at the suburbs now, bro. A lot of these kids
end up carjacking instead.
Yeah, end up carjacking
a lot of these kids live in the suburbs, bro. They've been spoon-fed their whole lives, and now they're just.
Bro, it was in Truganina where we were talking about the double murder, and then the dog as well. They shot the dog, bro. You know, like what did the dog do, bro?
The white people are like, when they're listening to the news, they're like, 2 people shot. Yeah. Dog was shot us. Nah!
RSPCA, get on board, brother. Huh? Straight up.
Get him!
Straight up.
RSPCA, be calling him.
Straight up.
When it comes to dogs, guys, white people don't play around.
Hey, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. Cause some of us area, you make a strong bond with the junkies, cause too. Like you make a certain bond with them, you learn about them in a whole different way.
Even just today when we're driving the car, bro, we're driving through the city, bro. There's a random junkie just crossing the road. Yeah. Shana starts talking to the guy, comes into my car window, we're dabbing him up, and then Rich go.
Now some brassies they're good value, bro. Like I remember the brassies would give me a book list, bro, and tell me what to get, what to read. You know what I mean on certain things, because like they're all the stories.
Cause they come through with clothes, cause talking about different brands, this, that. I got this, I got that.
There used to be a guy who come downstairs. The guy that used to come here downstairs, man. He used to sell like shirts, jumpers, and stuff. Clean. No, I know the tag was still on.
No, I mean actual books for me to read, not a book list of clothes. But yeah, they used to bring clothes in that as well. I remember. Yeah.
The thing, you know how I realized I'm like, cause I'm very different to, like, growing up with junkies is very different to, like, for example, someone else or thing. When walking in the city, so I'm walking in the city, there's a junkie sitting on a chair, just screaming out some crazy stuff. You don't know. I'm walking past. I had headphones in. I put my headphones from noise cancelling to transparency just so I can hear them. And I'm dying at this. I'm laughing. Yeah. And you're just seeing everyone else just walking freaking past. Out, just tripping out. And I'm thinking this is the funniest thing. And she even looks, she's like, what's going on, brother? Yeah. And I just kept, I'm like, it was good. Yeah. And I kept it moving. But I just thought, I'm like, bro, if the flat is like you realize there are people that just jumped on the drive.
Hey, we said it today. We said brassies are actually mesquite, cuz.
They are. The thing is, bro, you got in the flats, you get to know every single personality type, bro. Because growing up around over 3,000 people, 100%. You got different. You know what I mean? So you know
personalities, ethnicities, languages. Because you know us, because people can't see the difference between East Africans, but I can point out, I can see I can see the difference between this person, this guy's Oromo, this guy's Somali, this guy's easy, bro.
Yeah. 100%. The sense of community is insane, man. But talking about the junkie neighbor, Maddie, So, anyways, this is one of my. I don't know if he's dead, cuz.
That's the thing. Well, I know.
So these junkies, cuz.
No one knows exactly.
There's a new trend amongst junkies in Australia, cuz. They fake their own deaths and relocate. Anyway, guys, this guy, anyways, this guy Maddie. He lived like on the corner on the corner of the elevator. Like, you know how there's
the one bedroom ones. Yeah.
Anyways, this guy lived there. This guy, he loved our family. Because what happens is my mom used to always give him food, leftovers. My mom, you know, she'd be like, "Alright, go put it on Maddie's door, whatever." So we put it there, you know, we give him food. Anyways, this guy, Kaz, he used to come down and bring toys and stuff, hand us toys, give us, when we're kids, you know, he used to say, "Hey, I got this new, I always got remote control car, blah, blah, blah." Anyways, one day, someone tells us, he overdosed in a bush in Gold Coast.
In Gold Coast?
Or something like that. Yeah, he was going like in a bush and he would just he's a country boy originally. So he used to go to the bush and just smoke ice or shoot up, whatever they used to do, you know? Yeah. So they told us he died. Anyways, there was a service here. There was a little service for Maddie. Remember the community center? They had a service.
Oh, that's it.
Bro, this is a community, cuz. This guy. So a lot of brassies rocked up and stuff. This guy, anyways, there was he had a service for him, but apparently he's not dead.
The rumor's back, he's still walking around.
But a lot of these brassies are from Badia as well, man. Because I remember we used to call them necks, because they didn't have normal veins to shoot in their arms. So they had to get
his neck.
Yeah, so we called them necks, And this guy, bro, when I seen his ID, this guy's from Wangaratta, bro. I'm like, what are you doing here, man? You know what I mean? How'd you end up here? But it shows you, bro. Well, it's something about us, bro.
Yeah,
we chase down any Adan or any person
Straight
who's
up.
not Asian or African, we chase them down and we try to hustle them. That's just the way it is, bro. Wallah, this is the way it is.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And that's how they
You
end
gotta
up
make
around
your
here.
money.
That's how they end up here.
Cause
bro.
this guy married, cause he didn't have electricity in his house. He'll get the thing, the ports like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
He would go and steal the building electricity and hook it all up.
What a legend.
I'm
No
not
way.
paying no bloody bills.
What a legend.
Wallahi, I'm not paying no bills.
He had a whole, even he had the generator at one point.
What a sick guy, bro. What a legend, man.
I'm not paying electricity in these flats, right?
Good on him, bro. Yeah, good on him.
Homeboy took protesting to a new level.
That's
I'll catch him.
It's a protest,
I'll catch
bro.
him in the tram. So I'm like, "Far, what are you doing, bro? I'm about to go to the city, make some money." I'm like, "Cuz, you want a job? Or why don't you get a job?" Mate, why would I want a job? I'll go to the city, sit around, beg for money, make $50 an hour.
People pay him just
Oh, bro.
take all my money, just leave.
And he puts on a little show. He
Oh,
screams
man.
here and there, you know.
Oh, man.
But junkies are a thing, man. And you get all kinds of neighbors, cuz. Like even me right now, this whole week, I've been beefing with my 60-year-old Chinese neighbor. Because I'm beefing with a 60-year-old Chinese lady right now. In the washing area, the laundry. So we all use shared laundries anyways on the level. Anyways, this lady, she keeps taking my wash and leaving it out there to just soak after it gets cooked in the, it gets cleaned in the washing machine. So I said to her, hey, what's going on? Put it in the dryer at least. And for my soccer jerseys, just leave them out. She doesn't speak English. So she looks at me, she goes, "Mong, mong, 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 mong," screaming at me. And she has no inside voice. She goes, "Mong, mong, 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 mong." I'll look at her, I jump on Google Translate, put my thing here. I'll give it it. And then he'll speak do the translation.
Black dog, what are you doing?
And then she speaks back into it and it'll say, "Oh, don't leave washing. Put in dryer yourself. I won't do for you." So I'm beefing with her right now.
Hey, Raven, hey. I'm taking her side in this beef, fella. I hate people who leave. Hey,
I don't know. I put it in the washing for an hour.
Hey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then
The second gone after the hour?
guys, after a second, she comes back. It's 45 minutes.
She's waiting for your message.
She sees 45 minutes. She goes, "All right, I'm staying." She waits. 45 minutes finish.
Like,
Chucks it out. I'm like, "Come on, lady. Put it in the and the dryers are free too."
Yeah.
I'm like, just put in the dryer, you know?
And that's another thing too about living here too. You do washing together with everyone.
You do.
cuz.
Everything's communal.
You meet people, then everyone has to work a system together.
Everything's
I ain't gonna lie,
communal.
my level we got on clutch. We all got on clutch because we got
Yeah.
one crazy Asian lady too. But we know what day she does her crazy stuff, so we leave that day for her.
Yeah.
So every other day, cuz we got a system going on, you know.
You work around it.
To me, alhamdulillah, I grew up in the townhouses, right?
Yeah.
So, I got my backyard, you know, I had my little, everything
bro.
going in
Yeah,
there.
set
So
up.
I was like, had the best of both worlds,
Are
huh?
you gonna smash the townhouses too?
I don't know, that's a good question, man.
I don't think
That's
they
a
are.
good
It's just the
question.
towers.
That'll be the last part of the hood, then that will still be
But
going
hey,
on.
you know what I was thinking? The quality of the buildings aren't going to be good. So the plaster and stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, if you got a guy on just had a good smoke of ice and wants to punch the wall, let him punch a concrete wall. But these new buildings are going to be plastered.
You end up with your hand like Sean.
But seeing that we're talking about history, let's talk about before these little crappy privates came up. You know, these ones here, these ones.
Factory.
They had the Willow factory back then, bro.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like,
My dad worked there.
yeah, a lot of the people in these areas.
Hey, it was
building
like
work
some
there,
Detroit
bro.
stuff, yeah. Or like
Yeah, but it's
you know,
mad.
They're knocking down,
they're all
yeah,
living
yeah.
down, they always got
Word,
factories
just
there.
work, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you would have been around more with the warehouse. Willow Warehouse was around.
Yeah, I was around
yeah,
when the
yeah.
Willow Warehouse was around, man. I was around when the Willow.
They even made a
much
street.
different.
They
much.
made a street, Willow Lane or something.
Is there a Willow Lane
They
there?
had to give a shout out.
They had to, of course. You
Had
can't
to
forget
shout
about
out,
the
guys.
Willow factory,
Now, what
bro.
other topics we got, man? Hey, no, your family one. Remember you were talking about a family topic last week.
Oh, okay. Let me find it. Hold up.
Yeah. Something about-
As we're going to that, as we were talking about
Yeah.
communal living,
Yeah.
as us as East Africans, let's get into that.
Yeah.
How these flats helped us mold and keep our identity as East Africans. It
100%.
really helped it, bro. You know what I mean? With the masjid right around the corner, everything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
that was vital, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I think cuz having like, I feel like everyone like, so Somalis when they came here, they were big on leaving their mark here too. Masjid, maqayid, restaurants, this, that.
No, you're right.
That helped build our identity too. I'm
no,
not
you're
gonna lie
right.
too.
But
you know?
that masjid it was everyone, bro.
Yeah.
That masjid was everyone. There was
100%.
every group of people.
I realized
yeah.
us East Africans were very like East Africans like whatever as long as it's like Muslim East Africans it's cool.
Yeah.
Even the Christian East Africans.
Oh,
cool.
100%
Like,
cool.
there's
Yeah.
There's
We're
something
different.
about East Africans, man.
Yeah,
Like you know,
yeah,
like
so-
we're just very united.
And
man.
Sean made a good point about the businesses, bro. Because I remember when I wanted a pizza, bro, I'd go to Pioneer, man.
Pioneer.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like whenever you want to go grocery shopping, we'd have to go a bit further, get down to Footscray and that for that.
Might hit KFL too, Flemington.
Okay, you know what I mean? Like you want meat, you go to Makkah Halal. You know what I mean?
The milk bar downstairs here.
Literally, we had everything. Our money was staying within each other, bro.
That angry ass nigga at IGA too, bro.
Bro, like everything was circulating without us even trying, bro. You know what I mean? And it was going to our people. So.
And even you saying about HQ, even when someone moved out, there's always something back here for them to come back to. You know what I mean? Like Haboba, grandma, this, that. Yeah. That's not gonna be there no more, cause I don't know. It's gonna be so different, cause
even the community, like
what's gonna
like
be
think
like,
about this. Like we grew up
even when someone has Azza, it's at the community center.
It's at the community center or downstairs under the building.
Yeah. My daughter's name's Azza, right? And whenever Azza, when she sees these buildings, she knows go to grandma's house. You know what I mean? Like she loves it here, bro. You know, she runs around with all the kids. It's different, bro.
You know what you guys are gonna have to learn to do as well? Drive 40 minutes just to record.
The way you have, the way you gotta go.
Hey, I think, cuz genuinely for a lot of people, they're gonna trip out living in a house, cuz.
Yeah.
I think
what do you mean?
Because
even just visiting family, you actually have to put in work.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take a day off just to go and visit a family member. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what it is.
And even for example, the sense of community here, like. Guys, like we grew up, look at all Somalis. I grew up with Somalis, Oromos, Ethiopians, Eritreans,
Turks.
You won't get that. You won't get that anywhere
Turks, Arabs,
Hispanics, bro. Even I grew up with some Spanish.
Bro.
There was a few Spanish.
Even like for Aussies and stuff. Italians, Greeks. Guys, you grew up with everything, man. So shout out to the community.
And it makes you realize how good we are as a community, right? Because the troubled kids, there's a stereotype of Africans being messed up families. But the troubled families here growing up were Aussie families, bro. 100%. You know what I mean? They're the ones who had drugs in their house and this and that. We were in bad areas, but we had proper structure in our homes. You know what I mean? And that was the amazing thing about it. But hey, next generation, we're starting to lose it, bro. We got brothers on drugs, sisters on. I don't know.
I feel like the issues that are here is now city spread now. It's not like
it is. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
I got a topic. Oh no, I was gonna do the chance one.
Do the family one, because we're talking about family, community anyway.
Okay, easy.
You had that one, yeah?
I got it here.
You got it, Sean.
Yeah. All right, so
because it was about like some family bread. You saw it, right?
All right,
you had
what are you talking about, bro?
All right, go.
So the question, the prompt was...
The hypothetical.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, okay. So let's say hypothetically a family member does you so dirty. Like they either talked mad smack behind your back. What do? Do you write them off or do you allow it because they're your blood? So let's say a family member just does you dirty. You can look at it from any context. Maybe they disrespected your wife. Maybe they did something and it was just mad disrespectful.
But how bad was the disrespect?
Okay, if it was just a regular person, a friend, you'd cut them off. You'd cut ties.
Okay.
But because they're blood, do you do the same thing?
No, I think you got to keep... Personally, I think you got to keep some sort of lid on it. Just due to it being family,
Unfortunately,
bro.
you got to...
Yeah.
Family's a tough one, man. Because it's like, bro, you're going to see him at events. You're going to see him at, whether it's your grandma's or auntie, whatever house you're pulling up at, wherever the family like meet up at. Yeah. You're going to see him, and you just don't want it to be an awkward interaction. And the thing is, it's like, you don't want to ruin it for them. Like, they don't want to go there, or you don't want to go there, because they're going to be there. So it's better to just sort it out.
And then as you get older, when you get to my age and you start having kids, like you don't want to ruin the cousin's relationship just due to you and your brother or sister having an issue. You know what I mean?
A lot of people have that issue, man.
Yeah,
but it's a hard one. Let's say if it's like your wife or like, something like that happens, it's disrespectful. Like how do you do that? And let's say your wife doesn't want nothing to do with that.
But the thing is, I think it's up to us to draw that line initially. Yeah. As soon as you see that, you call it out. You know what I mean? And then you don't have to have a grudge towards them. You know what I mean? You just go to them and be like, hey, it's foul, bro. What are you doing, man?
It's a slip up. Hey, you know what I mean? Don't do it again. That's it. Move on.
I don't know. I feel like it depends how bad it is and how much willing are they are to stop or change what they want to do, like their disrespect.
Yeah, 100%.
If you see there's no progress with them, then I feel like you have the right to bar them off, because there's no progress in them trying to change their thing. But you just you do it in a way where you're still respecting the family as a whole and keep things going, whatever. Yeah. But when you deal with this person, you deal with them correctly, but you do it in a way where it's not really putting a toll on the whole family.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Is like you don't want to have the family divided, going his side, I'm on his side, I'm on that side.
I've seen it firsthand. You know, it's one of the cool things, bro. I have an uncle I've maybe seen him 3 times since 8 years old because of an argument him and my mum had in the hallway. They had an argument, just an argument.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about them, it was about somebody else. And it went too far physically. And then like, bro, I've seen the guy maybe like 2-3 times.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ever
If you don't
since.
mind me asking, does he have any kids?
He does,
How are you with your cousins?
bro. I've seen him maybe barely any times. I've maybe seen him like, bro. The baby I've not seen. I've never seen.
Yeah.
It's not even a baby anymore. It's like maybe 4 years old,
18
bro.
years old, smashing down
Guys,
barriers.
yeah. 4 years old. The
Damn.
eldest one's like 12.
Yeah.
I've probably seen him maybe 3 times in his whole life.
That's
He does-
crazy.
But and the thing is, I have nothing to do with it. Even they just hate me because
It's just what it is now, yeah? It's just what it is,
I'm my
bro.
mum's eldest son. They go,
You're the offspring.
You know what? When conversations don't happen, it makes it even worse as time goes on, right? You got we're from Africa, we're from East Africa. You got clans and tribes who are still disrespected to this day because of
100%.
something that happened maybe a
Yonks
1,000 years
ago.
ago,
Yeah.
700 years
Yonks
ago.
ago.
You know what I mean? So wallahi, I don't know, bro.
You know
A
what? You
bit
gotta
of-
tackle it as
You gotta
soon as
tackle
it
things as it happens,
That's
bro. You know what I
ace.
mean?
Time is the biggest enemy.
Yeah.
oh, 100%.
Time is
It'll
the
make it
biggest
worse.
enemy.
Yeah.
People always
wow.
say like always get like people that are mad rich when they go to pass away, they're in their deathbed, and like people ask them like, what was one thing you wish you did? They always say, I wish I spent more time with my family.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Time's the biggest enemy because you know what time does?
It makes it worse.
Let's just say you don't like someone or something happens, yeah? What you start doing is, with time, you start creating hypothetical situations in your head that are never going to happen.
Yeah, man. The whisper
And
starts
it's like,
kicking in.
I'm going to run into them in a family thing, and then I'm going to tell one of my aunties something this, they're going to slip up by saying this, and then they're going to do this, and it's going to expose them. It's just like, that's what time does. And you create all these hypotheticals, and that's how stress is. But if you just like sort it out as soon as possible, and say, hey, listen, if it's not gonna work out, be like, all right, listen, this is not working out. I don't want to see you here. You know, we don't do this. Like we don't see each other in these situations. If we're in a family event, don't talk to me. Just shake my hand. We'll move on.
Keep moving, man.
That's the most healthiest way to go with it.
Yeah, I reckon because the mental damage is cooked. Because I remember as a kid, from a young kid, I looked up to my uncle crazy. I love that guy. That guy was a closest to a father figure I had. So I'm like looking up to this guy. Then randomly, an argument happens. I never see him again. Bro, that thing's damaging to a kid, bro. When you look up to someone.
Cause you know, I think too, bro. This might be a bit controversial, but I feel like it's the lack of leadership. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, cause families are gonna fight regardless. The more bigger family you have too, there's gonna be issues between someone or whatever, you know. But it's the leadership in the household of I think of the men, cuz to come and do the men. I'm not gonna lie, cuz bro. Bro, coming from a family with a lot of aunties on both sides, cause the drama for days and gossiping and fat and angry and this person and that person and this person. I think cause it's the men in the households, they have to really show. You know, like
No, I agree with you,
Hey man, like you know, hey bro, we got kids and stuff going on, cuz you know, you like put them in place.
We-
Even the other men in the household who are lacking, cuz put them in place. It's lack of leadership in the household.
We do have to step up and start.
100%.
I do see a big problem in that, right? And that's why, look, I got to plug something real quick. That's why me and my wife are running something there where we're going to be running a family seminar on November the 2nd. So we want like to check it out. Check out Fourth Trimester on Instagram. Check out that page and just you'll get more information there.
Yeah, we'll put the links on the description.
Yeah, it's not just for like us as men, wallahi al-azim, like the way we see us raising families, it's different to the way our families worked back in the day, right? Yeah, and we're coming into Australia to a stage where not just Australia but the Western world where there's a lot of mixed messages online on how to be a man, what to do, you know what I mean, in certain situations and this and that that are not compatible with our religion, not compatible with us as a people, right? So we need to find our own way of defining our manhood in this day and age, cuz, you know what I mean? It's like, it's an interesting one because there's a lot of programs, a lot of things set out there for women to help them out in certain things, but there's not much for men. So
they just started. There's another one. It's called Royalhood. It just started in Melbourne, where it's actually relationship building between fathers and sons.
Good.
Where they teach them like the father's role and also the son's role to like honor their father. But it's like also just a program about bonding, being
Nice.
closer. It's called the Royalhood.
Royalhood?
Yeah,
Royalhood.
Royalhood.
I want to
Yeah,
check
yeah.
that out.
Even-
man.
even-
That's
even with,
big, man.
Yeah.
Let's just say
It's run by Guala Guala.
even with the what's called what you were speaking about.
Yeah.
Let's just say the leadership in the house, man. I remember cause one of my boys, he was sleeping a bit, you know. You know what his father did? Brings the uncles. They sat him down. They had a meeting. That's the way they do it.
I'm not playing. Yeah.
You let them know that you break everything down. You said this was
Hey,
gonna
they
happen.
break it down.
Yeah, man.
And it's not like I'm gonna judge you forever. It's hey, listen, we're gonna sit you down. This is what you're doing wrong. This is what you're causing. And then, example, my dad, before he barely hit us when we were kids. But as we got older, he's like, I'm not gonna hit these kids anymore. Yeah. He'll sit me down and break it down to me and say, listen, you're coming home at this time, you're doing this, you're lacking on this, breaks it down. What are you doing? You know? And that's the leadership you need.
Yeah. Straight up.
Whereas now, like you're right, you need that maybe that father figure or whatever, you know? Yeah. And even for example, if for my sister, my mom will pull her up, you know, take her, hey, what's going on with this? So. And it keeps you on like a track, you 100%. know. And I think that's the main thing.
But in saying that too, it's gotta be done in a certain way, in a way where like the child sees you and respects you in that manner. Because a lot of parents try to do that approach and take it to extreme levels, and then like they completely ruin the dynamic and they make the child more bitter, make that person more doing into what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like because discipline me until he couldn't do it like that anymore, and then sit me down and start talking to me on some man to man. Hey, what's going on? This. That,
I think, but the young age, that's how a lot of African parents are like, yo, let me discipline.
Yeah. I'm with it.
But my mom, I grew up with a single mom, but she did the same thing, bro. And the thing is, it's harder with a woman because the woman gets emotional, and then once she's emotional, but sometimes things don't. You know what I mean? Like, but obviously, there's times I'm in the wrong.
100%.
But that's why a father's words are much more powerful than his fists, bro.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like a mum, after a while, for raising boys, the boy gets to a point where it's like, I'm either protecting you, I'm helping you, or what can I do for you? You know what I mean? It's not. But with that dad, like you could still sit down and have a coffee with him, take advice from him into your 30s.
You know when I worked at the warehouse, but you learn because you work with some people that is older, like 50, 60. There used to be a guy named Dimmy, this old masso guy, bro. Yeah. This guy used to come rock up, and you know, sometimes I have a thing where like when I see someone that's wiser, I just ask him for advice. Like, so I asked him, "What's your biggest regret as a parent?" And he said, one thing I wish. He goes, I remember one day I got so mad. I used to belt my son. I used to belt him. It was calm. Yeah. He goes, one day I just went ham. I lost it. I belted him. And he went, I remember waking up the next day and seeing the fear in my own son's eyes looking at me. And he goes, I realized I took it too far. And he was saying, I realized how much more my words like actually had through talking to him and just trying to raise him. 100. Like, because relationship, like just belting without relationship, bro. You're going to hate any. If I was to sit there and just say every day, Sean, bro, this is that, without the laughs or without the care, you're going to be like, man, this guy Damien, bro. What the heck?
You got to discipline them too. I'm not a.
But you need a balance with the relationship. But there needs to be
an explanation as well, right?
No. Yeah. You got to be like, hey,
I hate you for this reason.
Let's come home. I don't come home. Goof, and just say nothing, bro. Just walk away. You be like this.
Hey, I'm not gonna like us. The most hot people I know, they cop beatings for no reason, no explanation, cuz. Hey, to the point where they just take it. Oh, okay, cool.
At least you can refuse, bro.
But there's dynamics as well, right? As a guy, you can't really discipline your girls too much as well. You have daughters, right? It becomes very touchy, right?
Yeah.
So, wallah, I personally think when people say you got to treat all your kids the same, I reckon that's bullcrap, bro. It's bullshit.
It's true. Each kid requires different treatment.
Yeah, man. So you're gonna treat them differently, bro.
Like for example,
you disagree?
No. I'm saying hell no to you. You can't be the same way.
Like, nah, bro. Well, there's some more responsible than others, bro. You just gotta treat it like that.
I watched the movie with Denzel, and he said in the movie, he's a bit wrong. The character was wrong, but he had a mad scene, and he's like to his son, listen, bro, I don't even have to love you like that. I just gotta feed you, look after you and stuff, guys, and just care for you. And
I think I remember that scene. I remember seeing that.
And tell you what's up, and that's it.
How come you ain't never liked me? Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you?
None.
All right then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day?
Yeah.
Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me.
Yes, sir.
You eat every day.
Yes, sir.
Got a roof over your head.
Yes, sir.
Got clothes on your...
With all the girls in the house, of course, I'll do everything for them, you know? I said whatever. You gotta show love to your sons too, but he's saying like, for your son, cuz it doesn't have to be too much that lovey. You
as a parent, you gotta know which son are disciplined, which one, because some kids, if they see their brother getting disciplined, they're pulling up.
Yep.
There's some kids you don't even need to hit them.
Have you seen that video? You know when they're feeding the baby, they're trying to feed the baby, and then they feed the doll, and they smack the doll. You want it? Doof. And they give it back, and then the kid just eats it straight away.
You got to do that. Like for example, my dad was a bit hard on my older brother. Obviously, he's the older son. Because if I see my brother Copper come back from the room, you know, and my brother he's not an emotional guy. Comes back to the room. Kazi, I'm ready.
Wally is just upset, mate.
Kazi, I just
Wally, mate. It's got
Waldo,
the
it's got
emotional
it,
thing
mate.
we work to do, mate.
Kazi, before I'm even in that room, I'm 10 years old. Mama, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, for example, if like, because he disciplined us, I think my father disciplined the older two, the younger two fell in place.
Fall in line, yeah.
You know? So you gotta, even as a parent, well, we'll talk,
Go back to the coffee again, cuz.
Oh, sorry. But hey, as a parent, you gotta what's called, cuz. With the family issues and stuff, we gotta communicate, get sorted out as early as possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100% fact, bro. 100%.
Rather
fact.
than
I
think.
agree.
Hey, let's go, Sean. What's next, man? Let's go.
Next topic.
What we got, man?
All right, next topic is. So, all right, where is it? Yes, missed opportunities in life. What do you guys feel about missed opportunities in life? Have you guys gone through them, been through them?
damn,
Do you feel like?
Yeah. Oh, so I was talking about like the topic of chance. I was saying we always talk about chance. You get like all it takes is one decision, and it can change the complete outcome of something. Like some people don't believe in regrets, but maybe if you can actually think of one, there's one thing you go, man, I wish I just did this. Mm-hmm. What's one regret that just weighs on you? It just sits on your mind every now and then. You go, I wish I just did that better. And you can look at it from a family perspective, from a career perspective, from a religious perspective, whichever way possible.
Cause probably from a religious perspective, I reckon I should have went hard on the religion a bit. Hard on the Quran as a kid. Yeah. I reckon that's probably one of my regrets. You know, as you get older, you realize, damn, I can't memorize this.
But can you really control that, cuz? You're a kid, cuz.
Not as a kid. Yeah, bro. I used to take the piss, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? I used to joke around with the teacher and stuff. I think looking back, I'm like, yo, I wish I think. But like, don't get me wrong. I know quite a bit, but it's just like, I could have went harder. That's all. And even at school, I think I should. At school, one regret I have is in uni. For anyone in uni, I didn't participate in a lot of like extracurricular activities, like going on exchange student. That was one regret I have, or joining like clubs and societies and stuff. I always think like, man, what would life have been? Maybe it would have been a good experience, you know, maybe do exchange in Italy. Because I remember they came to me and they're like, hey, you want to do exchange in Italy? I'm like, yeah, get the hell out of here. You know?
Yeah, you turned that down.
I turned it down. I remember it was because I was studying economics and finance.
Okay.
So I was going to go do two or three subjects in
How old
Italy.
were you at the time?
19? Because I finished uni very early, man. I started at 17 and I finished 20. So, and I was young, bro. I'm like, nah. Stuff that, you know. But looking back, I'm like, I wish I went to.
That would have been a great experience.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. Yeah. What about you?
Well, I don't want to be cliche, right? Because there's certain things that I've done in life where I think, I shouldn't have done that. But then I wouldn't have had the experiences that I had, you know what I mean? Yeah. Without me doing that mess up, you know what I mean? Or that madness and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a time when, the first time I'm sharing this, where I was on the run when I was 17. So I was wanted for, there was a string of robberies and stabbings and things going on in the area, and I had to take off. So then initially got my passport, went to Ethiopia. Now, putting my mum through everything, putting my family through everything was rough, but then I got to see my grandfather before he passed away because I went to Ethiopia. I learned so much from him, you know what I mean? I learned a lot of the deen from him. I helped him write down history books in Ottoman, because my grandfather from my mum's side is very important to our people back home. His name's Sheikh Muhammad Rashad, you know? So before he passed away, I got to read a lot of his memoirs, write down a lot of things for him, you know what I mean, type thing. So I just say alhamdulillah for everything, bro.
Cause you got education, cause you got a different type of education there, cause.
Yeah, man, 100%. I learned so much, you know what I mean? So much. So yeah, man.
It's crazy how you get put into like something so like wrong, like for example, obviously being on the run,
so much good comes out of it.
The craziest good comes out of it, and you would never think of it, you know.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Bro. I was having a convo with one of my mates like yesterday or 2 days ago, and we're talking about, bro, how much like bro, useless people we've come across in our circles, and how much useless this person was, and bro, like what a waste of time, and how like it took a while for us to meet some other good people. Like, now we're actually doing things properly now and stuff. And then he dropped a mad quote on me. And I'm like, I'm going to use this quote on Talking Trophies, bro. And it's actually mad. It's part of this. He's like, sometimes in life, you got to meet the wrong people to meet the right people.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that's a quote right there. I thought that's a quote right there. I thought you make it up. He's like, well, I made it up. I'm like,
I like that. Hey, salute to him, bro. That's a great quote, man.
Yeah, even me, I got so many things where, bro, I say I regret. I wish I did better and this and that. I wish not just things that I've done, even how I used to think mentally wise, caring about what people think and putting a lot of my value into other people and stuff. But I think you need to go through that headache to realize, like, all right, this is why I got to be moving like this and that.
Yeah.
You have to go through what you go through.
What do you got? What do you got, Kaz? You got, because you're the one that thought of the topic. You better have a good one.
No. Well, firstly, I want to say that I'm a big believer in like perseverance, and like the only way you get perseverance is through going through tough times and making dumb mistakes, dumb decisions. And so, like, I think I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for the dumb things I did as a kid, or just whatever. I think there's heaps of like small things. I think I don't know. Like for me, like obviously you guys know, like not growing up seeing my dad. I think, but I can't even control this. I think just as a kid, I had such a hatred there. So I was like, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him. My mom was like, that's it. I'm taking you away, you know? And I think it's just small decisions like that. And I had to go live 15 years without my dad in my life. I think, you know, that's huge, you know? And then coming to meet him, I'm like, man, I actually love this guy.
How was
like,
that first? How was that first?
Buddy.
And then I met all you guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
How was that first meeting with him, man? Was it?
Bro, it was nuts. So like what happened was my mom came up to me in the living room and she said, hey, I think you're mature enough to make decisions for yourself. Do you want to meet your dad?
That's big for her,
Huge. It was huge. And I instantly said yes. So the next day she arranged a call. I called him. And then the next day he drove to Melbourne. The very next
He
day.
loves a good drive to Melbourne.
Wait. What city is he from?
He frost.
What city is he from?
Adelaide.
Ah, of course you'd want.
He literally but
good on you. Wallah,
but
yes,
he drove to Melbourne the very next day, and we went to Coburg Park. We went out to eat, and it was the most surreal moment in my whole entire life. Was walking down the street, and I've never had this moment in my life. I was walking down the street, and I had on my right side my dad, and on my left side my mum. Never walked in my whole entire life. My parents in front of me.
What do you talk about, bro? If you don't mind me
asking.
Because
he just asked me about my life, what I like to do, my interests.
Yeah.
We were just chopping it up, just talking, like just genuine conversation. He's telling me like he frosts cars, like he loves cars. My dad loves cars, you know. He loves like working on cars and stuff. And so, I think it's just a lot of conversation. It was just like he actually gave his side of the story to like what happened with me as a kid. And it's just completely different because you only learn one side of the growing up. I only learned one side of the story.
Think about it, cause you're his first like child, cause you know what I mean.
I'm his first child.
Yeah, he's like,
and
you're never gonna forget.
And there was actually a time where he was convinced like he would never see me again. So like he actually closed that. Like he actually grieved it, and he was like, okay, like it's been 15 years. I'm probably never gonna see my son. You know what I mean? That's insane, right? But then like he always tells me, you know, like him meeting me again was an answered prayer. Like you know he actually got to reconnect with me. And like, you know, I get to see my siblings and my it's funny because when they first met me, they go, no way, I have an older brother. They had all these questions, but even like, you know, me and like, you know, we have such a good relationship. Like I get messages from my sister on my birthday stuff. Like she's sending me paragraphs of appreciation.
Beautiful,
I never forget. I never forget, cuz. I can bring out the name if you want stuff. When I remember like he was the big brother in the household in Adelaide. And then when he found that he had a big brother, he's like, "Fuck, we made it off my shoulders."
He was over the moon because he had an older brother too. Because obviously growing up,
and even you know, I have a new mum now, you know, as well. And she literally tells me all the time, like, I see you as my own son, like, and that's huge because you know, like, it's just a whole guy just entering your life. That's your husband's son.
Absolutely,
it's
massive, man.
That's a huge weight to take on, and so you know, it's been an amazing experience. But I think a bit like, and you can't control. I'm a kid, you know. I was literally like 3 years old. But it just goes, man. Like I wish that didn't have to be the outcome. But it made me.
It's
but
crazy.
all
it
those.
made you who you are now.
It made me who I was today. But like, bro, I remember like the most cooked things as a kid. Like, you know, kids just give it to you because you have no dad, and it's the stereotype. He's a black dad. He's not, you know, like. And you go to school with white boys, bro. They love that kind. He go out to get the milk there, mate. Did he?
Straight up, bro. Straight up.
It's nuts, bro. And you grow up, you don't know nothing about your culture, but like, and you don't feel like you connect with white culture completely. So it's just like
that would have been tough. That would have been
shambles,
tough.
cuz, you know.
That would have been tough, man.
But like, and then there's just small regrets, just like you dumb decisions you make as like,
I think the dumb decisions you make when you're young are vital, man.
Because
it's better to make the mistakes young. Because when you make those mistakes when you're older, you suffer harsher consequences.
I agree with you, Reva. But sometimes in these areas, like we were talking back about these areas, sometimes a bad decision when young could be deadly.
You're not wrong.
So it's like,
it's true.
Look, I think we need some sort of outlet to allow these kids or people to let shit out, bro. So, there should be community groups, that take these kids shooting guns, bro. Ride horses. 100%. Be a man, bro. Let them be a man, bro. You know what I mean? Like, let them do manly things, bro.
That's some real shit.
Don't let them be like,
I'm with down that. You know why I'm saying with down that? Because all the cook stuff we're seeing now in the city is just boys trying to prove themselves to be men. So no one's actually showing them how to be a man, and that's what's going on. The lack of
it's all pride.
Yeah, the lack of male leadership results in these kids trying to show that they're man by doing something bad, robbing someone, do this, that. Instead of showing, cause I'm so lucky that I had a lot of uncles, I had a lot of like grown men in my life that I could see. I knew what being a man was, bro. I knew robbing someone wasn't being a man. I knew 100%. Doing this wasn't being a man. I know, cause looking after your family, go work and do.
And you also
long hour shifts is real to time being.
And you also got to the point where it's like being a victim is not being a man, bro. Because the more you push that victimhood onto kids, you can't do this because you're African, or you can't do that because you're just shrinking their minds, bro. You know what I mean?
I hated that, man.
It shrinks you.
There's a key word that used to be said, and a lot of boys used to say it to me. They're like, "Oh, Raven's gonna do that white stuff, man, white boy stuff." Cause I used to go hiking with my friends. I used to go stay in the holiday house.
You experience life, bro, basically.
I used to go. They used to have boats. I used to go ride boats with them. But for the boys, they're like, "Oh, well, Raven's chilling with the white boys and stuff." But this is activities, man. You learn stuff, bro. You know.
The first time I went on a boat, it had to be with Lebos, bro. You know what I mean? The first time I went like shooting in the country, it had to be with Serbs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like all of these other cultural groups partake in these things. 100%. We think, oh no, you know. We're in Australia. We don't want to look too aggressive. Nah, fuck, mess that, bro. You know what I mean? Like we need to be men, bro. We need to teach our kids to be men, bro. You know?
Like even like, hey, we were just at the shopping center before, right? And there was like we talking about like there was a guy that was just working hard, you know, just doing his thing. And we're just saying he's just a quiet guy doing his own thing, working his job. And like we're just taking the piss about it. But then I was just like, nah, at the end of the day, bro, that guy's gonna go far in life. Like he's keeping his head down and working hard.
I see one of my boys working at Woolies, you know, he's pushing the trolleys. And I said, bro, this guy from young guys, he's always been like working, get like, you know, busy, focused. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I've been working. And we're like, bro, this guy can't watch. He's gonna get married soon.
I said, kids soon. It's these type of guys that they get married, they take care of their family. And I respect that.
And when I just want to clarify, when I meant going shooting, it was legal guns and all that
hunting,
stuff.
hunting,
heroin.
It was
Heroin.
Yeah, I mean, if we could have took a shooting here with other brothers, but we said, nah, we want to be legal, bro.
Hey, but you're right, man. Even these activities and stuff, that's vital for being a man, man. Like, we used to do activities. You remember the community center? They used to take us back in the days. Remember?
Horse riding, all that.
Every week there was activities, man. So we had things to do. We're like, oh, yo, I'm done after the day. Because I think now, brother, all these community organizations want to talk about mental health. Stuff the mental health. Get these, because we're boys, bro. We're full of testosterone.
We need to go let off our steam.
We need to let off steam.
I'm not gonna lie, you know, like sometimes you just want to roast people. But like, even if we were saying no, it's not good about roasting. But like, but just being boys, like just being together, being the boys, having a laugh.
Yeah, let us stuff up.
And you're getting it all out of your system. You come back home, you're chilling. You know.
That's what it used to be like that, man. I used to come home, bro, and just knock it. I'll knock out 10 o'clock, bro. I didn't even have to time to watch TV. 9 o'clock.
I mean?
You don't have time to be depressed.
Yeah, bro, because you're literally
busy.
Keep us busy, bro. You know what I mean? But sometimes they used to keep the community center open to indoor soccer till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You know what I mean? Just to keep people out of trouble and that. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm telling you, wallahi, we need to reevaluate what we're doing at the moment, man. Because like we said, we've got community groups out here that are very interesting, run by interesting people, right? You know what I'm saying?
And like, I think it's all about mental health. No. Let these boys be boys.
It's all about inclusion.
Take them boxing. Let these boys fight each other.
Punch each other in the face.
We used to play drops. We used to play drops. Boys, bro. You know what I mean? And the thing is, people think, oh, it's violent, physical and stuff. Boys need to do that. It makes us closer. That's why boys have there's a difference between friendship and brotherhood. When you have brotherhood, guys, I can fight my homeboy today, but tomorrow I'm waking up, I'm still calling him in the morning.
Wallahi, straight up.
We can roast each other we can give each other like, hey, but we obviously there's borders. We know the lions, but like we can roast each other, give it to each other's lives, have a laugh with each other, and it's like, yo, that's my brother still, you know.
Wallahi, straight up.
And we're close.
And I'll go a step forward. Like I would say that I can't be the best husband, or anybody can be the best husband to their wives if you don't go through this and you learn to be a man. Do you know what I mean? Like you're just gonna be, I don't know, bro. Like wallahi al-azim, like at the end of the day, we need to reevaluate the way we're parenting, man. The way we see what we're doing, bro. No, because it's we're taking it to a different level.
For a bit of just a side fun question. Hey, what was one career? You know, when you're just a kid, you just wanted to do, you just frothed it.
A footy player, 100%.
Footy player?
Yeah.
I had a couple. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be honest. You know what mine was? I wanted to be a WWE superstar.
I think everyone.
Yeah.
I think that was everyone. Everyone wanted to have the entrance. That walk in.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Jeff Hardy, jumping off the top rope.
I used to do it on SmackDown versus Raw. Now SmackDown versus Raw. I used to create my own player.
Hey, no, you know why? Because
walking.
it triggered a memory, like letting off steam, cuz I used to just love wrestling, bro. Whenever,
Man.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
I loved it as
And
well,
we used to
man.
wrestle at school, have a laugh and stuff, man. I'm Rey Mysterio, cuz.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to be in the army, bro. I was like,
No way.
Oh,
shoot
word.
guns. I thought, where can I shoot guns as a kid? Oh yeah, you can join the army.
I've always had like I wanted to do army.
Army
man.
fetish.
An army fetish. But I've always like I low-key wanted to be in the army, man. But like I remember I got told you're killing Muslims.
Shoot him.
Bro. But hey, what? Australia, what? How much soldiers does Australia have? Like, what, 60,000 registered
We
soldiers?
need more.
Something
Register
like
if you
that.
can. Join the
Registered
army.
soldiers.
Bro, you know, I was lucky about to join the ADF, bro. I went there after school and I applied and stuff.
Yeah.
I passed the test, everything. I was about to join the infantry unit. They told me, oh, you haven't passed the health test. I'm like, what? You're allergic to nuts. You can't come.
So you can't do
Oh,
it.
word.
Oh, wow.
I was like, for allergic to nuts, guys, what's more important, brother? You need a soldier to fight. I'm allergic to nuts.
Kazi, no, you might be in Afghanistan, bro. Just chilling one day at a cafe, cuz, and the guy pulls out.
You just start having a seizure, bro, in the middle of the shop. What was your one? Oh, just army as well?
Army, probably army, man. I always wanted to be in the army. Boys, should we wrap it up? Or should we talk about summer, cuz? The weather's getting warmer. And we know what comes with summer.
With the heat, huh?
With the heat comes heat. People are aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I don't even think it's just aggression. I think everyone's got more time to go outside.
nah, man. There's always fights, man. St. Kilda Beach.
That's the worst
city.
part about the summer.
In summer.
It's always St. Kilda area because it's just
Everyone
someone,
congregates in
bro,
one area.
getting
City.
jumped or stabbed
in
or
the city and all of
Yeah,
that, boys.
bro.
What are our thoughts on this summer and how can our viewers and us stay safe this summer?
How can we stay safe?
Well, like, hey, staying safe.
Stay home.
Yeah, that's the only way, bro. Well, straight up, cuz.
Hey, you know what?
You gotta understand, but
Yeah.
Melbourne as well, yeah, as a city. You've got the messed up people from here, but then it's not just, but you got people that are living out their dreams from Perth, from Brisbane, from Adelaide. You know what I mean? Coming to Melbourne, living out their dreams for a summer.
Yeah.
So most of the time, it's not just us people from Melbourne doing wild crap. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Like this is the Hollywood for them, man.
Yeah,
So
this is New York. This is New York.
they love it, bro.
This
They
thing,
love it.
and the thing is too, it's gonna be a hot summer, man. So a lot of people are gonna be drinking, bro, partying, this,
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And you're gonna hear a lot of stabbings. I feel like
Hey, you know what's a red flag for me, bro? When you see people in tech fleece, bro, down at the beach in summer, cuz I saw people rolling in
All black
jackets,
top,
bro,
man.
all
Top
black
nice. Yeah.
at the beach, bro. I'm going far. That's a flag, bro. If you're dressing like that,
Man.
you're not here for the beach, my guy, bro. You're here.
I think, bro, summertime's always been a hot time. Always been like fighting, beef, this, that. But I feel like it's gone to an all-time high. I feel like, cuz, we need to push more of that summer love. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I used to love summer too. Cause summertime.
Sean, you want to go hippie season, yeah?
Not even.
Sean wants to
Bonfires, peace signs.
Cause summertime growing up here was mad. Growing up
Water
summertime
fights
here,
at night.
Water fights at night.
Oh,
Everyone's
bro.
outside.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I agree. I
Bro,
remember even in
bro.
high school, bro, we used to just catch a train. 10 people catch a train down
You see what I
to,
mean?
but we'd go to like Chelsea Beach, somewhere a
Yeah.
bit more further, and it was
I
so
think-
nice.
I think if we push more of that, like enjoying summer culture, you know what I mean? Like we tell people how to enjoy summer. I don't know, bro. Maybe we need
People
some
don't,
artists.
know how to, people don't know how to have fun anymore, man.
Yeah.
Like just vibe. Even if you want to party, bro.
Everyone's killers now, bro.
Everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to catch a body and then catch life in prison.
Yeah, so,
How's your Sally? You know what they should do actually? They should have a rule for this summer. Anyone that does stab someone or stab someone or murder someone gets locked up for it.
Double
They should-
time.
No,
They
double
get
penalties.
there's times in the year where it's like, you know, the driving,
Yeah,
you
they do
get a
double-
fine
yeah.
rest double.
So,
Guys, double time, bro.
Double
Have a
demerit
blitz, huh?
points.
Double the
Summertime
merits,
blitz, huh?
guys.
Double time if you.
Hey, Victorian government, do double the merits with the
So if
the
they're gonna
prison
get locked up
sentence.
for 5 years, you lock them up for 10.
10.
That's a good idea, man.
Yeah, we're
Because,
pushing it.
Hey, you know what it is too with this summer wave, man. There needs to be like I don't know how to like activities at the beach and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you gotta make the beach a more friendlier place.
Yeah,
man.
hey,
Like
going
fun volleyball
going
and stuff.
overseas, traveling overseas, you realize how Melbourne's everything about Melbourne helps add to the crime and violence, right?
Yeah.
The only people that are outside at night time here are Khasara people, brother. You know what I mean? We don't have like overseas where they have just food markets outside at night time till midnight, 2 o'clock. You know what I mean? Only people out at 2 o'clock are drunk, wild, on drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, you go to one of these Arab countries or Africa, bro, you can take your kids out to 1 in the morning, bro. You know what I mean?
We're out till 4 a.m.
Yeah, bro.
You stay out till late.
There you go, bro.
There's no nightlife here apart from the shaitan stuff.
Yes.
There's no other like living and experiencing the beauty of nighttime. You know, the food market.
Yeah.
Guys, you come at night.
It's people smash or Uber Eats drivers.
Only get a kebab. Uber Eats drivers, cuz. You know?
I think that's the best thing. Like even when you go overseas, man, even the beach, the actual beach, you know what they need to do? Like they need to add volleyballs, little fake soccer pitches there, just stuff for people to do. So then people are like, oh, hey, this is a nice place for my family to come, and we can just chill here, and that can make it safer, you know.
Hey, you know what they should do? Like just in that season, we just put them in a room, cuz. There's like a little railing, and everyone just goes past.
You know, they get
for 1 day straight, cuz they just get spat on, cuz.
But also,
I have the grading, cuz you never want to do that again, bro.
Sometimes summer's anything's not gonna.
I would love that, cuz.
You can't be helped, or like sometimes some people are just messed up as well.
Yeah.
Like there was this kid. I'm involved in the soccer club, Tiny United Soccer Club, and we have this kid there that was in Tarnit the other day. He was playing basketball with his friends, and he ended up getting stabbed. Nearly dead, nearly died. Just for over robbery. The kid wasn't a part of nothing. It was an Indian kid, miskin. You know what I mean? He wasn't a part of crime, wasn't nothing.
I heard about in basketball court, they came up to him.
Yeah, bro. They stabbed him, almost killed him.
Guys, rob him, bro. Why are they stabbing him?
That's the thing, man. Like, you know what I mean?
The guy would have gave him everything. The guy would have gave him
ridiculous, you know what I mean? Things like that. So I think that there's always going to be some people that are just wild, man.
Yeah, they've got nothing to live for.
Yeah, some people are just wild, man.
Hey, those people
That's
can't
just
be
what
sober,
it is, man.
bro. There's no way those people are sober.
You trip about, cuz, how much music can do, cuz.
Cuz music, it changes your frequency. Yeah, it changes the frequency of your mind, man.
That drum music is enough, cuz.
Even listen, because your mind's getting wired at a young age, man. So like, if you're exposed to that music from like the ages of 12 to 14, 15, you've wired your brain in a way. Yo, this is cool. This is alright, you know.
It's actually wild to me.
Man.
Like I actually can't comprehend it.
You got the music, but you also got these cunts that are sitting there. I'm 19. I made $200,000 last week. No, you didn't, bro. Who you lying to, bro? You're making money off this ad. You know what I mean? And that puts pressure on these kids as well, bro. I need to start making this money.
Guys, don't forget too, the social media thing. I remember me and my friends, we watched the old trailer for an old movie from like 2008 and stuff, and we're looking at people wearing and stuff, and it was so chill, cuz like 08, 07, it wasn't too much brands now cuz you go Instagram, cuz everyone is trying to get the dollars in so they can look good on Instagram.
Yeah, so whether it's illegal or illegal, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. That's a fact.
You know what we should do? We should do a hypothetical situation. I got a sword here. Should we try doing like what to do when you're about to get stabbed? Teach our viewers.
They might need it this summer, bro. They might need it. They might need it.
Should we do it or what? Before we wrap up.
Let me grab the sword,
bro. Give him a tutorial, I reckon.
We'll do it. By the way, this is a prop. So in this situation, if some guy comes in a balaclava and pulls that on you, what should you do?
No stereotypes.
I was about to say something.
Let's leave that for the viewers. Maybe if you're watching still,
Martin,
come up with a name for me.
So how in the situation, because knife crime has increased in Australia, what do we do in that situation, boys?
Okay. Yo, cuz, I'm trying to steal your podcast, yeah? Cuz,
give me a podcast.
Give me a podcast right now, cuz. Give me a podcast right now.
All right, in this situation, you got a long sword, no homo. Cuz, I reckon distance. Distance is key. Cuz one snip of that and I'm gone, cuz.
So I pulled it out. I'm asking you one more time, cuz.
Username and password.
So I reckon hands up like this and slowly walk back. I'm not going to be a hero. I realize being a hero in Melbourne kills you. Because a lot of the kids are on drugs before they're pulling that on you.
Because the guy was miskin, the Indian guy.
Straight up.
Yeah, so I reckon pull back.
What about you, bro?
To be honest, bro, as the guy's pulling out, I think I reckon you're more safe not giving him space at all, bro. Just run towards him.
Oh, before he pulls it out?
Before he pulls it out, man. I think that's
you see, that's the difference between the OGs and us.
No.
We're cowards.
I'm not going to...
We got the heart like they do.
It depends. How many numbers?
Nah, but think about it. No.
How many numbers? Is it only ones or two?
If it's close range, but wouldn't they feel defensive? So they're going to want to use it now?
No, but if you're close,
they're going to want more space. They're going to come back a bit more if they're going to swing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you can run into it. But that obviously depends on where you are. Like
How
if you're in a
strong you
dark
are,
alley,
yeah.
how strong you are, how you
If the
feeling at the
moment comes,
time.
you're gonna panic.
There's a lot of variables that come.
A lot of the kids now, they don't actually shank when they buy. It's 101. It's like 4 of them.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
hey,
like-
cuz
And
nowadays,
it's like one dog that pulls it out, yeah, and it's in the
Hey,
back.
cuz
yeah.
nowadays, bro, there's no 1-on-1s, there's no, hey, cuz let's go fist, let's go fight here. It's like there's 5 of us by himself, let's all shank him up.
But look, there's no harm in running as well, bro. Like you tell the kids, run, bro. If you're good enough and fast enough, get the hell out of there, bro.
Yeah,
There's no
Run
real
into people,
need, bro.
man,
You know what I
something,
mean?
man.
Wallahi. Like if you could survive, man. Like
How do you see a Lygon Street?
get the hell out of there,
I don't
bro.
know if you saw on Lygon Street, bro, cuz Lygon Street, there was these kids were beefing and they caught their up on Lygon Street, and I think the kids are normal too, brother. Cuz this kid, he ran from like 5-6 knives, cuz niggas are chasing him down.
He beat the knives.
Cuz the reporter on 7 News said, with lightning speed. They said, in lightning speed, he manages to get away.
He got away.
They sliced him a little bit, but he survived. He got out of it because they were chased. Because this is, mind you, broad, like not broad daylight. It was night time, but on a busy ass street, Lygon Street, kids, people with their family and their kids, and they just see
That's the
guys
thing, man.
running.
Hey, if people are doing
on tables, flipping restaurant tables.
if people are doing it in like broad daylight now,
it's on site.
That's
They
how
need
you
a hand
know, hey,
there.
Don't be
Around there.
Don't even try fighting it. Don't
Don't
be
even
a hero.
let it go.
Because at
Wallahi.
the end of the day,
There's no honor,
it's,
cuz.
hey,
Well,
there's no shame in running in these situations because you know why, cuz they don't care. They don't think, oh, this guy's got a
they
family.
don't.
They don't know nothing, bro.
But-
Some people even kill their cousins, bro.
But
Not
also,
even knowing.
their gangster card needs to be revoked, bro. There were 6 of you with knives, and you couldn't get the guy at all.
But the thing is,
You're
cuz,
hopeless.
hey,
Stop.
hey,
Go home.
But cuz, hey, that gangster stuff, cuz, the
Take care of
people
your
actually
mum.
follow that rules now, because the rules ain't being followed anymore, cuz.
Word, bro. But the 6
Those
of you.
rules died out,
There's no
cuz.
code.
The
There's no
6
code
of you,
anymore.
Yeah.
if they really wanted a game, let's say a lot of the time these kids, wallah al-azim, they're just swinging, bro. They don't really want to stab somebody to death. You know what I'm saying? And it just accidentally happens sometimes, bro.
A lot of it, they
We get
panic
accidental
after
murders.
that.
You know what I mean?
No, they do it and then they panic after.
Yeah, man.
know?
But obviously, you know, like, just get your shit together, man.
Yeah, stay safe, stay away, man. I think that's the best thing we.
All right, hey, last before we wrap it up, cuz, what do you think now? If I'm a parent and I got kids growing up, how would I go about trying to teach my kids and to help them sway away from this kind of thing? Because now we're growing up this country, it looks like it's not going anywhere. This problem, it's growing, it's just getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with as kids, teaching our kids how to stop them from even being like that.
No. I got the best tip. Easy. Interact. Be in your kids' lives.
Yeah.
Take them training. Take them wherever, bro. If your daughter wants to do ballet, go ballet classes with her. If your son wants to be a soccer player, go to the soccer trainings with him. That's how you do it.
Because you're watching who their circle of influence is.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
also one thing my mum always did, she always like asked me who you going with, who you got. Like she always made sure if I'm going somewhere, she had to meet them at least. If she didn't know them, as a young kid from like 12 onwards, she would go, no, you're not hanging out. If I don't know them, I'm not trusting you with it. So, but yeah, for real. Hey guys, let us know. Chat to us.
Subscribe.
Let
like,
us know.
Hey, like us for the algorithm because last week we got flagged because of the conspiracy stuff. YouTube pushed our stuff back from getting promoted. But if you like it, you can actually push the algorithm. So do that. Show us some love with that.
For sure.
But besides that, enjoy your night, enjoy your day, wherever you're listening from. We hope the audio was nice. Stay humble, faith.
We up all night from down to dust, it's always poppin'.